You can now have real-time stems analysed on the unit with no need to go anywhere near your laptop in order to figure it out. It's got to be local music. Mine's on the drive in the back here, and you've got to spend a little bit of time waiting for them to analyse because it's not the quickest, but it's really, really cool. Let me show you them. So on this system here, I've already enabled it. If you haven't enabled it, when you download Engine DJ 5, you're going to need to do that. You go into the menu, and in the settings you can choose device, and it says remove stem support on here for me because I've already done it. Now it should just ask you when you first load Engine DJ 5, but if not, that's the place to enable it. Once you've enabled it, it downloads the stems engine and you're good to go. So how do you actually analyze for stems? Well, you go into your library and you pick a track that you want to use stems with. So in this library here, so I wanted to analyze that track there for stems, I would left swipe until I see that prepare, and next to it is the new one, stem. Click on there and it'll add it to the stems folder that you might have seen at the top there, the stems playlist. So in this stems playlist now, I've got the track I analysed just before I started today's video, and I've got the one I've just added there, which you can see is rendering. Now it takes quite a long time. It almost renders it in real time. It's a little bit quicker than that, but not much. So you do need to think a little bit ahead. The good news is that even while it's rendering the track, you can load it to a deck and play it. It's just that the stems won't be available to you. The stems take the same button that is normally used for slicer. So while you're waiting for it to analyze, it will be slicer. As soon as it's finished, it will work with stems. Right, I'm going to load the track that I'd already analyzed here onto this deck here. And then we will have a little listen and a look at how it works. Now, this isn't actually new because this was here before. You just had to use the Engine DJ software on your laptop to do it. But I've just analysed this track on this unit. And what I can tell you is that the stems sound exactly the same as you would expect them to sound when you've analysed them on the laptop. It's exactly the same engine, exactly the same quality.
Bass facts. Bass first. Bass facts. Bass facts, 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 facts.
Again, that was all analysed on the unit itself with no laptop at all, which is cool. Right, now, if you want to download this and have a play with it, I do have a couple of little extra tips for you. So the first one involves the software itself. When you're preparing tracks to DJ with using the unit, you need to make a choice currently whether you're going to analyse them, as you've been able to for a while now, in the software itself, or whether you're going to do it on the actual unit, because at the moment it's an either or. Let me explain why. When I export, say this whole folder here, this whole playlist here, Digital DJ Tips Music, when I export this to my drive over here, which currently isn't plugged in, but when I export that to my drive, I need to make this choice, either tick or don't tick export stems. If I tick export stems, then any track that's had the stems analysed will be fine. It will come over here with the stems. But any track I haven't yet analysed for stems, but that I did analyse on the unit, will be overwritten. In other words, the stems will disappear off your USB. It's just a current small shortcoming in the way that this works. They do assure me that they're going to correct that. So whether you analyze the stems on the unit or on the software, it doesn't matter. There's a bit of a workaround now anyway. If you just drag the tracks over from the normal folder and don't use the sync manager onto your drive, then it will remember which ones you analysed on the unit and which ones you analysed on the software, and it will preserve the stems wherever they were done. However, for now, that's just worth knowing. Let's not put down how cool it is that you can now analyze decent sounding stems on a unit without needing to go anywhere near a laptop. It's pretty damn cool. Now, because of the speed, because of the time it takes to analyze them, it's probably best that you do it beforehand using the Engine DJ laptop software. But let's say you've got a Rekordbox drive. This works fine with Rekordbox. You can plug a Rekordbox drive into this and it will work. Now you can analyze individual tracks for stems on the fly in Rekordbox drives and drag them to your decks and play with them in the same way as if you'd analyze them natively on Engine DJ desktop or indeed on the unit itself. In itself, that is really, really cool. However, there's another cool feature of this that I think is just lovely. And you can probably, if you look at the waveforms here, you can probably see that this is not the old tri-band waveform, which used to be blue, green and white. It's now RGB. And the reason that they've done that is that so when you use Serato with this unit and with all Engine DJ units from now on, it plays nicely with the waveforms looking really cool next to each other. So why is that so cool? Well, I just said the waveforms next to each other. In the past, with any Engine DJ equipment, you had to reboot. You had to say, start me from scratch in order to switch it over to use a laptop that's plugged into it. So if you wanted to DJ with a friend who had Serato and you were DJing directly from the internal drive, you had your music plugged in the back or whatever, you could not do it. Now you can, and that in itself is really, really cool. Let me show you how that works then. Firstly, I load Serato onto my laptop, which I then plug in to the unit. Then on the laptop, it recognizes the unit and in use comes up on the decks. And then on the unit itself, I get to press the source button and select Serato as a source. Okay, so this is all happening in real time. I've got the track still loaded on this deck. I'll get this playing again in a minute to show you. And this is my Serato library I'm looking at here. So I can swipe and load anything from here onto any deck I want. This is now loaded onto this deck here. And as you can see, the waveforms are all there. This track is playing on my internal drive, remember? And this track is in Serato. And they're both playing together. And that means there is no need to do that reboot thing. Cool. So just one other thing I wanted to show you. In the library, they've added this. Here's my local playlist. I can now rate the track. It's got a rating here, which it's always had, but you've had to do it before on the unit itself. But I can now add a rating in here. I can use the scroll to move down through my tracks and multiply add ratings, change the ratings. You can even add them while you're actually playing the track as well when you decide how you want to rate it, or energy level as we tend to use it for. As I said at the beginning, just a quality of life thing that makes this a little bit more fun to use. They've tweaked some of the effects as well to make that better, but overall Engine 5 stems, Serato, really tight integration across the whole range. It's a really, really solid update. So if you've got any comments on this, if you've tried it, if it's worked for you, if it hasn't worked for you, if there's something else you want to see in this, do let us know underneath. And if you've liked this tutorial and you want more training from us, the first thing to do is to sign up for our mailing list over at the Digital DJ Tips School. It's completely free and it'll let us tell you about all our latest content as and when it drops, and there's a lot of it. So do head to that QR code or type in that URL and come and join our list. Again, it's completely free. And you get a copy of our book, just as a thank you for joining our community. Do that then. I will see you again very soon. Meanwhile, from me, Phil, here in the studio with Engine DJ 5. Get good, get out there and make the moments. Bye for now.